Okay, good morning, class 10. Today we will start with a topic that how human activities affect the environment. We studied in the previous classes about the importance of environment. Okay, you know that environment is very important, and because our activities, we are coming up for the urbanization, we are dealing with the factories, okay, we are cutting the forest, and we are disturbing the natural environment. We are disturbing the natural habitat of the animals. So it all affect the environment, and how it affect the environment we will see one by one. So first is the entry of harmful chemicals into the food chain. Let me make it very clear to you that how the harmful chemicals can enter in our food chain. For example, a farmer is using pesticides. For example, if he's using DDT in the field, okay, and this DDT, if if he is using excess of DDT, maybe due to rainwater, or if it is washed away by the wind or water, and if it is reached to the water nearby water bodies, if it is reached to the nearby water body, then the zooplanktons and the phytoplanktons that are present in the water body may be consuming that chemicals. Okay, because the chemical they also dissolve in the water, and if the phytoplanktons and the zooplanktons, if they consume these chemicals, it may reach to their it may reach to their digestive system. Now if these zooplanktons are eaten up by the small fishes, the chemicals are again reached up to the small fishes, and the small fishes can be eaten up by the big fishes and sharks. So you can see that the how the chemicals is transferring from one trop as it is entering in the food chain, it is transferring from one tropic level to another tropic level, right? So this is how this is what the or this is how the harmful chemicals can enter in the food chain. For example, if any of the farmer is using pesticides, insecticides, fungicides, okay, so the that the plants are the producers, okay, they are the producers. Now the plants, little bit of the chemicals can enter in the pathway of plants also, biochemical pathway of plants also. It may be absorbed through roots, okay. So when the plant accumulates or it absorbs the chemicals, and that directly or indirectly we are depending on the plants, all the animals and plants, all the animals and the living organisms are directly or indirectly depending on the producers, okay. Now by for example, if we are eating such plants that are having some harmful, you can say, chemicals, the chemicals will enter in our digestive system also, okay. So in each tropic level, okay, if you can see the food chain, if you just remember the food chain, I taught you in the previous class that food chain is what one animal is eaten by the another animal, okay. And whatever you are eating, for example, if a rabbit is eating a deer, or or any herbivore is eating the plant that is having these pesticides, and if you are consuming, if you are non-vegetarian, if you are consuming that animal, the chemical may enter in your pathway also, okay. Or if it is eaten by the carnivore, it can again be you know entered in the digestive tract of that particular carnivore. So how, like, this is how the harmful substances or harmful chemicals enter in the food chain, and they pass on from one tropic level to another tropic level. So here these words have been given to you that bioconcentration, like bioconcentration is the intake of substances in an organism, entirely by the respiration from water in the aquatic system or from injecting them. Okay, if the like animals, those animals that are aquatic animals, if they respire, you know that the water animals can use up the dissolved oxygen. Okay, so the water, if it is the chemicals, if they are dissolved in the water, they may enter in the, you know, respiratory tract of these animals also. Bioaccumulation occurs within an organism where a concentration of substances built up in the tissues and it is absorbed faster than it is removed. अगर यही chemicals आपके टिश्यू तक पहुंच जाएं, okay, they will accumulate there, and they accumulate at the faster, they are absorbed at the faster rate than they are removed. Removal उनका इतना slow है, और उनका accumulation, if they are at the tissue level, if they deposit at their tissue level, आपके टिश्यू तक पहुंच जा रहे हैं, आपके टिश्यूज को डैमेज करेंगे. Biomagnification refers to an increase in the concentration of substances as you move up to the food chain. जैसे जैसे आप ऊपर की तरफ फूड ट्रॉपिक लेवल की तरफ जाएंगे, वैसे वैसे इनका हार्मफुल केमिकल्स का एक्यूमुलेशन जो है वो आपको देखने को मिलेगा. So if you disturb the producers, if producers are the one which are giving you food, if you disturb the producers, so automatically agar producers affect honge, if you disturb the if the producers have been, you know, disturbed, then automatically every trophic level, each and every trophic level in the food chain is disturbed. Okay, so entry can be through food chain, these harmful and chemicals can be entered into the food chain. Okay, ozone layer depletion, very very important. You know children ki ozone layer जो है, it is present in the stratosphere, and it is responsible for the or you can say it help in prevention of harmful UV radiation that enter into the earth's surface. Okay? Now what is happening, we are using so much of aerosol, we are using a lot of chemicals. So slowly and slowly, these gases, they are entering into the ozone layer and they are depleting the ozone layer. Normally, ozone, elemental oxygen, is normally found in the form of diatomic molecules like O2. However, as you reaches upper in the atmosphere, a molecule containing three atoms of oxygen is found, that is O3, that is ozone, that is your ozone, right? Now, जैसे normal diatomic molecule है oxygen, ozone is poisonous if ozone अगर आपके troposphere में होगी तो वो आपके लिए खतरनाक है, it is poisonous, but it is present in the stratosphere and we are lucky that it is not stable near the earth's surface. Okay, and it, you know that its essential function to absorb the harmful UV radiations from the sun. These harmful radiations from from coming from the sun may damage many forms of life, and recently it was discovered that the ozone layer was getting depleted. जितने भी मैन मेड कंपाउंड्स हैं, जैसे आप ले लो CFCs हैं, कार्बन कंपाउंड्स हैविंग फ्लोरीन एंड क्लोरीन, they are very very stable and not degraded by any of the biological process, and they persist in the atmosphere, they will persist, means they will remain in the environment, and once they reach to the ozone layer, they would react with the ozone molecules and result in the reduction of ozone layer. And we have seen that the ozone layer there is in that Antarctica, and it's difficult to imagine the consequences of the life on the earth without ozone. It dwindles. Okay, so we have to stop it. मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था grade 9th में भी. So ozone is highly reactive and it is composed of O3, like three oxygen atom, and it is both are natural and man-made products that occur in the Earth's upper atmosphere. And because of our, uh, man-made products, we are have a high risk of depletion of the ozone layer, or just when UV radiations will come to your Earth, it may causes various problems like skin cancers, mutation. Okay, it reduces the body resistance to the disease, like it affect your immune system when you come in contact with ozone. So again, how ozone is depleted, we know that the chlorine, bromine atoms, they when come in contact with the ozone in the stratosphere, they destroy ozone molecules. Okay, so the chief ozone depleting substances, they are CFCs. Okay, carbon tetrachloride. HCFS is also present as a hydrochlorofluorocarbons, methyl chloroforms, halogens. Okay, so these all contribute to the ozone depletion. आपको पता होगा कि now we are not using CFCs. The ban it is banned according to the Montreal Protocol in 1996, and we will very lucky that now this um, we can see the improvement in the hole that is caused in the ozone layer. Now, again, one more important concept that is given in your book, that is how you can manage the garbage. Whatever rubbish you are producing every day, it is the garbage. Okay, household waste, many wastage from the industries, agriculture, hospitals, municipal waste. Now, how you can dispose it? It is very important. You cannot throw them or dump them directly into the water bodies, or if you are directly putting into the water bodies, it may lead to water pollution. Or if you are throwing them here and there like plastic, they are non biodegradable. They pollute the soil, they can pollute the air. So how can we can manage the garbage? First important method is recycling. You know about reduce, recycle, reuse. Okay, so recycling can be done. The non biodegradable substances can be recycled from the very lower classes. You know the concept very well. Preparation of compost, we have prepared the compost in our school also. Okay, the biodegradable waste like animal, like plant and fruit, vegetables, peels, dead leaves, dead plants and animals, they can decomposed by the action of microorganisms. Incineration is also a kind we will discuss here. Landfills and sewage treatment. Sewage in grade 7, we have a full chapter of sewage treatment. Okay, in which we have studied about the various steps in the sewage. What is sewage? Sewage is nothing but it is the dirty water that is produced from the bathrooms and the toilets, industries. This water is sewage water, and it has to be treated first. We have seen the various steps of sewage treatment: primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment, if you remember. Okay, so waste can be disposed by, as you can recycle the non biodegradable waste, or here you can see we can make the compost out of it. Incineration is nothing but incineration, we have a very big furnaces, बड़ी बड़ी ऐसी भट्टी टाइप होती है और उसके अंदर the waste can be you know burned off, जला देते हैं उसको. But it is again a problem of air pollution. It may causes a lot of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxides are produced, and it may lead to the air pollution. Incineration. Landfills, 7th क्लास में आपको पढ़ाया था मैंने. लैंडफिल आपने देखा था? इंद्रप्रस्थ लैंड is a garden in New Delhi which is built on landfill. Landfill is nothing but a low-lying area. Uh, Far away from the city, there is a low-lying area जहाँ पे जितना भी waste है, it is dumped there. ओके, एक बड़ा सा एक प्लेस होगा शहर से दूर, गड्ढे टाइप, उसमें जितना भी वेस्ट है वहां पे आपका एक डिपॉजिट होता जाएगा. एंड जब वो पूरा भर जाएगा, it is filled with, you know, sand and all, and this waste is decomposed, and it will take time, and over which parks and other, you know, things can be re can be made. जैसे लैंडफिल के ऊपर इंद्रप्रस्थ, आई थिंक मुझे नाम याद नहीं आ रहा, इंद्रप्रस्थ गार्डन इन दिल्ली, it was built on the landfills, right? Managing the garbage like sewage treatment, before disposing the sewage water into the water bodies, we can first treat it. Sewage treatment plants are there. Primary treatment, you know, जहाँ पे the grit and the sand particles and the solid ones are be removed from the, we have that, you know, उसको क्या बोलते हैं, filters, okay, or it can be removed. That was, याद आ रहा है, WWTP पढ़ा था आपने, वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट, है ना? स्क्रीनिंग होती है, फर्स्ट वॉज स्क्रीनिंग ऑफ, जहाँ पे पैरेलल बार्स लगे रहते हैं, एंड द लार्ज ऑब्जेक्ट्स लाइक रेग्स, स्टिक्स, कैन्स, प्लास्टिक पैकेट्स कैन बी रिमूव्ड आउट ऑफ इट, है ना? Then it is passed to the grinder where the solid waste is reduced in the size so that it does not clog the up the plant. Wastewater is then allowed to enter into the grit chamber, है ना, ग्रिट एंड सैंड रिमूवल टैंक या चैम्बर, जहाँ पे स्पीड जो है रनिंग वाटर की उसको स्लो कर देते हैं, ताकि जितना भी सैंड और ग्रिट है वो सेटल हो जाए नीचे बॉटम में। फिर वाटर क्लेरिफायर में जाता है, जो एक बहुत बड़ा टैंक है, याद आ रहा है आपको, ये पढ़ाया गया था आपको, जहाँ पे फीसेस एंड अदर ऑर्गेनिक मैटर विल बी सेटल डाउन, ओके। ऑयल और ग्रीस जो है, इट इज रिमूव्ड बाय द स्कीमर, दिस वाटर इज कॉल्ड एज क्लैरिफाइड वाटर। क्लैरिफाइड वाटर, जो ये स्लज बन गया है, अब इसको हम छोड़ देते हैं। नाउ एनारोबिक बैक्टीरिया कैन एक्ट ऑन इट, anaerobic bacteria can um, feed on it and convert them into different gases, humus. This is called digestion.